My name is Alan Rossi, and here is my response to the first discussion forum. Christian historians have the responsibility to find the truth in events of the past and analyze these, keeping in mind how they are shaped by God's governance with the present and future events that are leading to his divine conclusion. It is for this reason that one of our duties lie with the accurate presentation of historical public sites, keeping them as factual as possible. One such public history location is Mount Vernon in Virginia, which reveals the life and times of our founding father, supreme military leader in the Revolutionary War and first president. Mount Vernon was the home to George and Martha Washington. It is located just below Alexandria, Virginia, and rests along the Potomac River. It opens its doors to the public 365 days a year and includes 425 acres of land. At its peak, Washington had owned somewhere around 88,000 acres. It consists of Washington's restored mansion, gardens, a grist mill and a distillery, stables, a pioneer farm, and a museum. It also includes a blacksmith and, very importantly, an educational center, making this an ideal location for field trips by high schools, colleges, organizations, and historical scholars, and, of course, families. A number of guided tours are offered, including the National Treasure Tour, Gardens and Groves, and Through My Eyes character tours. The site is filled with period costumed staff who both educate and demonstrate in regards to various parts of the exhibit. Of course, the main feature is the mansion itself, which was built in 1735 by George's father and owned by his half-brother, Lawrence, who willed it to his wife when he passed away, and who finally leased it to George in 1754. And he took ownership of the property by 1761. The Washingtons resided there for 45 years. It's a 21-room building, and it was renovated with Washington's direction 2 times, expanded while they lived there. Another structure that is of particular interest to historians and historical scholars is the Fred W. Smith National Library, which includes a large number of Washington's books and manuscript, along with 1,500 18th century documents, periodicals, and newspapers. Seminars and training are offered there as well to the general public. And the site uses modern technology, such as a 4D theater, which shows a film of the Revolutionary War and focusing on George Washington, of course. And there's also an interactive theater, which consists of a room of computers where the visitors can reenact some of the decisions that Washington made as Commander-in-Chief and as our first U.S. President. The museum offers there's a museum that offers colonial furniture, paintings such as Charles Wilson Peel's painting of George Washington after the Battle of Princeton. It also has sculptures, weapons of the time, clothing, and jewelry from the Revolutionary era are also on display. In 1987, archaeological studies began on the grounds using up-to-date forensics in order to better preserve the site's authenticity. This also ties into the constant renovation that takes place there. The overall objective here is to give participants an accurate view of the Washingtons and their home and their plantation lifestyle. We ought to learn the many aspects of George Washington and his leadership, which helped shape the nation's democracy, our liberty, and patriotism, these being ordained through God's providence. This continued through our nation's victories, such as the Emancipation Proclamation and the voting rights for women, and also through our turmoils, such as the Civil and Vietnam War. Thank you very much.